I often have a lot of people ask me, gee, why do you even run a business? It seems like a lot of work. Do you really even get that much out of it? I'm sure, running a business is a good thing to be able to say to people, but what are the actual benefits of it? And I want to show you very visually what the impact of having a business is and why I will almost always choose it over actually having a job. Let's take a look. Imagine I'm playing a game of chess and it's me versus someone that has got a job. And the goal is to be able to have as much money, as much freedom, and as much flexibility as you might want. And we look at this and we think, okay, perfect. If we wanted to play against each other and I'm playing against someone that has a job, the way that I visualize the board is that I've got my pieces on this side, which is the white side, and you've got your pieces on the black side. And let's say that we're about to start playing. But just before we do, we need to actually make sure that the board is representative of a business and a job. So what I do is I remove all of your pieces other than the king. Now, the reason why I do this is because I believe that when it comes to business, the things that you actually get out of it are so much greater. And I'm going to break down what I think all the other pieces actually represent in the business world. The very first thing that I think you get as a business owner that you don't get as an employee is firstly the ability to take a lot of risk. As an employee, you're very limited, you're very confined to how much money you can make because you're limited by the rules that are created by you, by the company. Whereas if I'm the company, if I'm the one making the company, I can choose which risks that we're actually going to take. And the ability to take risks and have them pay off is often what results in a lot of money. So the ability to take risk is a huge component of having personal freedom and making a lot of money, which is why I think it's so important that as a business owner, I have that ability. I can move them forward, I can sacrifice things, I can learn from these lessons, I can make mistakes, and it's okay because I can take more and more risks. So I can have these. In a job, you're much more limited. You can't take as many risks. You can't make loads of different suggestions and try lots of different things and push lots of different boundaries because you're often confined by, look, this is the way that we do things. You have to follow our script. You have to follow our procedure. You have to follow our structure. And as a result, you're just very limited in terms of how much you can grow. So first thing is ability to take risk. We look a little bit further and we think, okay, what are the other pieces? And we go from the outside in and say the rooks are actually our systems and software. As an individual, you kind of just get given software and things like that. Whereas for someone like myself as a business owner, I can create new systems. I can make these systems better. I can add more things that are going to basically create leverage for me. So let's say I'm doing something that I'm spending my time on. If you're in a job, you can't just replace yourself with a software. I can, and then I get my time back. You can't just replace yourself with a system. I can, and then I get my time back. A lot of the underutilized leverage within business is within the systems and software. So I would say that systems and software is a huge one for me, and it's something that we utilize a lot. We spend a decent amount of money every month on systems and software just because it gives us the freedom to do different things. Now, if we look a little bit closer, the next thing that we can do is as a knight, it has the ability to jump over pieces, has the ability to try things that are a little bit left field. It's a little bit more unpredictability. And I think that really well represents creativity and innovation. So a business can just try something completely different and it can just be like, actually screw it, we're going to do this and just see how that works. I might run an ad which is completely different to all the normal ads that we run. And as a result, we might get some good return. But in a job, you can't really do this kind of stuff. So that's the next thing that I think as a business owner, you can utilize creativity more. You can remove some of the bureaucracy and red tape that most jobs confine you within. The next thing that we can look at is the actual personal development side of things. In business, Adnan can back me up on this, as someone that is my business partner that had a corporate job. He said that within just over a year of GTM Academy, he's learned what he probably spent 5 to 10 years learning within a normal job. The reason why is because you don't have that many opportunities to grow. They don't really test your limits in a job in terms of your mental capacity, your ability to learn and progress. They've got so much in place to kind of just keep you on a narrow career path. They don't really allow you to explore and dig into different things. Whereas as a startup, as a business owner, I can learn so much more. I can grow so much quicker. So enhanced personal development has been massive for me. I've learned so much about myself. I've learned so much about human behavior. I've learned so much about marketing, sales, delivery, all these different things, different components. Whereas if I was just in a job, I'd have a very limited focus. And granted, I might be amazing at that one thing, but I don't think it would round me as well as an individual as running a business has. Move on to the next thing, which is your queen. And the queen itself, the leverage that I think a queen gets you, or the advantage that it has, is staff. And this is huge. In a business, you can literally just pay someone to do exactly what you do. If you have the right training, the right software, the right incentives for someone, you can just pay someone to do exactly what you do. You can't do that in a job. You can't just say, hey, I'm just going to take my salary and I'm going to pay someone else today and they're going to do it. Or I'm going to pay half of that and I'm going to get someone else to do it. And I'm just going to take my cut and I'm going to stay at home. You can do that in a business. I can grow my business. I can hire coaches to do the coaching for me. I can hire agencies to do the ads for me. I can hire closers to do the closing for me. And I can take my cut at the top. Granted, I have to deal with a lot of problems, but I don't have to deal with everything. And I can just outsource a lot of the things that I don't want to do. Staff is one of the biggest things. It's what gives you the most flexibility and freedom for most businesses. Now, there's one bonus benefit to all of this, which is something that I wasn't even aware of when I first got into business, that I think a lot of people underestimate, which is this big one, enterprise value. Enterprise value is if I have all of these things, if I have staff, systems, I have great people, if I have risk-taking ability, all these things in one place, that as an entity is worth money. You can work as long as you want in a job. You don't get enterprise value. You might be given a little bit of equity if you're working in a startup. You might get a bonus here and there because the company's done well and profits were good, but you don't get enterprise value. I then own an asset. Now, someone else might take their salary and invest that in a house, and over time that house can appreciate in value. It might be worth the same as a business. But as a good business owner, as someone that wants to grow their business, I can turn this enterprise value into 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 million if I build my business correctly. So this is where the biggest amount of leverage is if I do all of these things well, if I play my cards right, or I use my pieces well, then I can actually have something that has a huge lever, not just including profits and me taking a cut of what my business is doing, but actually the entity itself is valuable. Now, with this in mind, I want to share another video which I made last week, which is the pains that you actually have to endure as an entrepreneur. Because I'm not here to sell you a dream, I'm going to be realistic with you. So if you are watching this video and you think, okay, definitely, business is definitely what I want to pursue, I also would say, take it with a pinch of salt, watch this video, which is going to give you a bit more understanding of the pains of being an entrepreneur and see if that's a trade that you're really willing to commit to. So that's it from me. I'll catch you guys on the next episode of the IWIN series, and I hope this video has been useful for you.